A ref blows the whistle, a player misses on purpose, the crowd goes wild, but they don't know someone just cashed a $100,000 parlay. Jonte Porter was the first to get caught, but he's not the only one doing it. And if you think this was a one-off mistake, you haven't been paying attention. Sports betting isn't just influencing games, it's controlling them. The NBA, the NFL, even ESPN, they all sign the same deal: partner with the books, profit off the bets, and never ask questions. Now the line is on the screen, the odds are in your face, and the money, it's running everything. This isn't just about who wins anymore, it's about who covers, who profits, and who's pulling the strings, because if you really think the game is still pure, you haven't been watching close enough. In 2018, sports betting was banned in most of the country. The Supreme Court changed that with one ruling, and overnight, the floodgates opened. Within months, FanDuel and DraftKings went from fantasy apps to full-blown sportsbooks. State after state legalized betting. Leagues struck deals. ESPN launched its own sportsbook, and suddenly, the same networks calling the game were taking bets on the outcome. It didn't just grow, it exploded from 0 to $120 billion in legal wagers, and somewhere along the way, sports stopped being just entertainment and became a product designed to keep you watching and betting. You think you're watching the game, but really, the game is watching you. Betting lines crawl across the screen, odds shift live during timeouts, and announcers don't just break down plays anymore, they push props. Who scores next? How many threes? Live odds just moved. Lock it in now. Every moment is another chance to bet. The score bug isn't just stats, it's a casino interface. You're being trained to think like a gambler, to feel like you have to act. And when the line is on screen 24/7, you stop watching the game, you start watching the odds. Sports used to be sacred. Now the spread might be more important than the score. Ever wonder why a team up 15 is still fouling, or why a star player stays in during garbage time? It's not always about winning, it's about covering. Vegas sets a number, and everything, that the subs, the tempo, the final play, bends around it. These moments have a name: backdoor covers, bad beats, garbage time miracles. And if you're watching closely, you'll start to notice the refs make a call that changes nothing except the spread. A late foul, a meaningless three, a turnover that doesn't matter unless you bet. Coaches know the line, players know the line, the league definitely knows the line, and sometimes it feels like the game is being played for the number, not the win. Vegas doesn't build billion-dollar casinos on lucky weekends. They win every single time. The sports books know more than you do. They know which way the public is leaning, where the sharp money is going, who's injured, who's resting, even what the refs' tendencies are. You're not betting against another fan. You're betting against an algorithm that's run the game a million times. And when too much money piles up on one side, the line moves, not to reflect the truth, but to protect the house, because the goal isn't fair odds, it's balance. And once you understand that, you realize this was never a game, it was a trap. It starts small. You bet $5 to make the game more fun. Then it's 10, then 20. Now you're watching fourth string NBA players at 12:47 a.m. Not because you care about the game, but because you have action on it. This isn't fandom, it's a dopamine loop. Betting apps are built like casinos, in bright colors, constant motion, win animations that make $3 feel like $3,000, but the losses, they hit different, and your brain doesn't forget. That next bet, it's not about money, it's about getting that feeling back. And suddenly you're not watching sports, you're chasing a high. You're not the only one chasing a high. There are whispers in the locker room now, players checking live odds before games, teammates asking each other, "You think we cover tonight?" Refs, they're not immune either. Tim Donaghy showed us that almost 20 years ago, and with gambling now legal in 38 states, it's never been easier to influence the outcome without ever getting caught. A single missed free throw, a late game foul that makes no sense, or a quarterback sliding at the 1 yard line. All it takes is one moment and millions shift hands. This isn't some fantasy, it's already happening, and the people inside the game, they know exactly what they're doing. The line isn't just on your phone anymore, it's on the screen, on the scoreboard, and inside the game itself. What used to be a distraction is now the product. You've got odds updating live during the broadcast, of announcers breaking down betting splits mid-game, and in some cases, even live props adjusting as the free throw goes up. But this isn't just about presentation, it's about control. The NFL has equity in multiple sports books. The NBA licenses official league data to betting apps. ESPN literally built a casino studio on the Vegas Strip. And when the leagues are getting paid on every single bet placed, do you really think they care if the outcome's fair or if you win? Because you're not watching for the score anymore, you're watching for the spread. Not all bets are equal. Some people know more than you. A trainer sees a limp during warm-ups. A staffer hears the backup QB is starting. Before the news drops, the line moves because in sports betting, knowledge equals money, and no one's closer to the truth than the people inside them. We've already seen it. An NBA player's family caught placing bets on his own games. An MLB staffer under investigation for leaking injury reports, a UFC coach tipping off friends before the weigh in. This isn't a glitch, it's the new gray area. Legal sports books are everywhere now, but insider information still travels in whispers. And when the difference between winning and losing is a single point, one tip can shift millions. Betting isn't about luck anymore, it's about who gets the info first. Every bet has a winner, but when it goes too far, everyone loses. Jonte Porter didn't just lose a paycheck, he lost his career. The NBA banned him for life after suspicious parlays were placed on his own stats. Then there's the Alabama baseball coach, feeding inside info to a better mid game, fired, investigated, game under review, and those are just the ones who got caught. Quietly, players are betting through family, staffers are leaking injury updates, friends of friends are getting rich off inside tips. This isn't fantasy football anymore, this is a business. And when winning a bet means controlling the outcome, the game stops being real. Every missed free throw feels rigged. Every turnover looks staged. Every game becomes a question mark because once the money's in, like integrity is out. The deeper you look, the harder it is to believe this is still about sports. You've got leagues selling data straight to betting companies, broadcasts flooding you with odds and promos, and analysts who sound more like bookies than commentators. This isn't just about partnerships, it's an ecosystem. The NFL, NBA, MLB, they're all wired into the same machine because when fans bet more, they watch more, and when they watch more, the numbers go up. Ever notice how fast those injury updates hit the screen, or how every delay is suddenly a chance to promote a parlay? You're not just watching a game anymore, you're in the funnel. They've built the perfect loop: create the product, sell the data, profit off your emotions. And when something smells off, nobody says a word because calling it out would cost too much. The league doesn't want integrity, it wants engagement. And if that means blurring the line between fair play and fixed odds, so be it. I used to think I had it under control. Just a few bucks on a parlay, something to make the game more fun, but slowly it took over. I wasn't watching to enjoy sports anymore, I was watching to chase wins. Every missed shot ruined my night, every bad beat made me reload. I stopped caring who won, only whether my slip hit. And I know I'm not the only one because this isn't just a game anymore, it's an algorithm, a dopamine factory, a $1 billion business built to keep you betting. And for a while, it worked on me until I stepped back and realized the game wasn't fun anymore. It was just stress, dressed up as entertainment. I had to stop, but most people don't, and that's exactly how they want it. If you think this ends here, it doesn't. We're just getting started because the next generation of fans, they're not just watching sports, they're growing up inside the casino. Betting apps are on every phone, ads run during every commercial break. Kids are learning what a parlay is before they learn the rules of the game. And the lines between fan, player, and gambler, they're disappearing. College athletes are getting threats over missed shots. Pro players are under pressure from fantasy and betting slips. Even the refs aren't safe. One blown call can flip millions. And with AI, live microbets, and facial recognition tracking every move, the next phase of gambling is total immersion. Not just who wins, but who scores next, who misses, how long a drive takes, whether a player smiles. It's no longer about the game. It's about how many ways they can turn it into a wager. The sportsbook isn't on the sideline anymore, it's in the game. Not everyone stayed quiet. A few people tried to warn us, like Tim Donaghy, the NBA ref who admitted to fixing games. He said other refs were doing it too. He even claimed the league knew and looked the other way. The NBA buried it fast, called him a rogue actor, said the system was clean. But ask yourself this: if it was just one guy, why did so many games he worked to swing Vegas odds perfectly? Then there's Josh Shaw, the NFL cornerback who got caught betting against his own team, suspended, silenced. Calvin Ridley, gone for a year. Jonte Porter, lifetime ban. And still, no league wide audit, no transparency, no change. Because the problem isn't just bad actors, it's the silence around them. Everyone profits until someone speaks up, and when they do, they're erased. That's not a clean system, that's a cover up. For every scandal that makes the news, how many don't? How many bets shift quietly because of a cramp, a last minute rest? A missed free throw that didn't look like a miss. We only hear about the stories they can't hide, the ones too big to bury. But behind the scenes, the money flows, the odds move, the machine spins, and no one asks questions. Because the people in power, they're making more than ever. It's not just about rigging games, it's about rigging the silence. Maybe you still think the game is pure, that the best team wins, that the ref just missed the call. Maybe you're right, but maybe you've just gotten used to the noise, the ads, the odds, the nonstop promos. Maybe the game didn't change overnight. Maybe it's been shifting one bet at a time until now, when the game doesn't feel like the game anymore, when every play feels scripted, every miss feels suspect, and when you finally start asking, was that legit? You realize the truth. You were never just watching, you were part of the system. Welcome to the new era of sports, where it's not about who wins, it's about who profits. If you felt this video, make sure you subscribe, because this was just the beginning.